Hello everyone, and welcome to another video on the channel. And in this video, I will be showing you how to build this villager breeder and converter right here. So, a couple things before we get into the tutorial is I want to tell you guys why I decided to do this video, and that is because villagers are very crucial to the way I play Minecraft because I do my best to not spend that many diamonds on tools. I like to just build, get iron tools and use those until I have a full villager setup, which, some people might gawk at, but it's how I like to play Minecraft. So, and also what I'm going to do now is show you basically why you're doing what you're doing. And this part's not important. If you don't care, just skip to where I show you what materials you need and that, go to the tutorial from there. But it's always nice to know, what you're doing and why you're doing it. Let's start with the breeder. So, you have a little farm using carrots and not potatoes or wheat because carrots are the best for villagers because they will always drop an item that they can use to breed. Then you have 2 farmers instead of 1 because it's just faster harvest rate, which means they have more food to give to each other. Then you have the beds here with 2 blocks above them. Now this is important because otherwise they will not be validated as a real bed. Then you have trapdoors here to trick them because at nighttime they'll try and walk towards the bed, or sometimes the babies will just be stupid and walk straight into there. These trapdoors right here are here to stop these guys from actually being able, they can still see the beds, but they can't walk through to the beds. Anyway, once the baby walks down here, he'll get stuck in this waiting area right here. Now, one thing that used to happen was that they would always try and just go this way for some reason. I don't know why. But once I put a bed behind some trapdoors over here, that stopped happening because at nighttime they would try and go towards the bed. This system right here is to stop baby villagers from going up the system because that is actually important for the converter, but also even if this is the reason why this is a part of the breeder and not the converter is because you can't do anything with baby villagers and they just get stuck in your system and you don't want a minecart to latch onto them. Anyway, but this is, so I can't say this is 100% that it'll work, but I haven't noticed any babies get through, mainly because they don't try and jump how they usually do, and I attribute that to their slab being here. But anyway, so once they grow up, they'll be going through here, and then they'll get pushed along in through here. This is the end of the villager breeder. Now, actually, so this part right here, this is a part of the converter that you do not need for the breeder. Anyway, now for the converter. So what you saw right there, it powers this, which then starts the clock. These repeaters will then power this dispenser, which will dispense not stone blocks, but minecarts. The reason why there's a delay is so that the villager has enough time to drop down into here and then get pushed to this corner, because if he is not completely wedged in this corner, the minecart will not pick him up, and it will be a waste of a weakness potion and a minecart. Anyway, once it gets shot through here, it goes through into here, and then it'll sit here while the zombie here, Mr. Bob, beats him up. Now, the reason why this works is because a villager is pretty much standing when he sits in the minecart, and it will keep this string from untriggering or whatever, which will then, dang it. Oh, wait, no. Oh, this means that a villager just went through. See, he was in there, and if we had a minecarts in here and not stone, he would have been shot out into the system. I hate that I didn't have minecarts there. But anyway, because of the villager, how he stands, he'll be triggering this, and this will unpower this thing right here until he dies. Because of the way zombie villagers sit, because they actually sit in the minecarts, unlike the villagers, this will then be powered, and they'll be shot off. They'll hit this detector rail, be splashed with a weakness potion, then be shot up into here, where you can then cure them with a golden apple. Now, this track doesn't necessarily need to be here. It can go to wherever your trading hall is, but I just put it here because it kind of makes everything a little bit easier. These right here are how you get the stuff to the dispensers. Now, I recommend you try and keep this as fully stocked as possible because this system does not account for overflow. I mean, I'm sure you could wire something if you needed to, but you basically don't want any villagers to get stuck. But you just throw the guys in there, and they'll be delivered to their dispensers. And so now on to what you will need for the build, or not build, but machine. This is for the breeder. You will need 48 dirt, glowstone, 2 composters, 2 villagers. Now, when I say a lot of blocks, this is dependent on whether or not you're building this above ground or below ground. That is why I didn't give a specific number. Anyway, you have 6 beds, 18 18 trapdoors. I think spruce looks the best, but if you're building it underground, no one's going to see it, so it doesn't matter. And then 5 signs, as well as an infinite water source. Now, for the converter, you will have 2 blocks of redstone, 2 sticky pistons, 2 observers, 2 dispensers, 4 hoppers, 2 chests, a lot of blocks, 1 detector rail, 13 redstone dust, 5 redstone repeater, an infinite water source, a name tag, a zombie. Now, the iron sword is not necessary, but it makes the process faster, and again, it makes it harder for the system to overload or get backed up. Then you have 4 redstone torches, 16 levers. That is most likely more than you need, but I don't know how you're going to distribute rails and powered rails, so that's why you might need more or less. So then 3 rails are the minimum of what you will need for this, and then the rest are powered rails. Now, if you're better at distributing powered rails amongst rails, then you don't need this many rails or whatever, and also depends on where you're shipping the villagers off to. So again, the number of rails and powered rails are subjective, but you do need at least three rails and, I don't know, like 32 regular powered rails. Anyway, let's get into building the breeder. Okay, so starting from your middle block, you're going to go up 1, place a composter on top of that, then place dirt around all of these ones right here, punch out this block right here, place a water, and then cover that up. Now, from here, you're going to expand 2 blocks in every direction, and then fill it in. Now, you can put the glowstone on top, and you go out here, place the composter, and then you build up a 2 block high wall around the entire thing, except for you are not going to build one in between here and here, because this is where the trapdoor and beds will be. Now, if you want to, you can expand the wall down here, because as you see when you whatever it's called to transform it into the soil, you'll see that you can look through it, and if that bugs you, go ahead and expand it down, but that will cost you more blocks and more time. Once you have the wall built, you can place the trapdoors, not like that, or actually, nope, that works. You can place them as long as they fold in to the dirt here, they are fine. Then you expand the wall along this way, and then how you want to get over, so basically it needs to go down. Didn't really think about how to get down here because I've only built this in creative mode. And then you go down to here, on both sides. Hopefully I don't drown. Allow me to finish building this. Let me not drown here real quick. Okay, then you can build the floor to the thing right along here, and you can finally get out of your water stream, or however you chose to do it if you decided to use scaffolding. Take back your water, wait for it to go away, and now you can build this up back to where you once were. Oh, dang it. Go here. You want to leave this space here, because, you know, this is where the villagers will filter through. Then you can put the trap doors here, and then along the top here, like this. Walk across, expand this another block. Now you can place the beds down. Now remember, you still have another bed for when we eventually build the little thing down there. And you expand. Again, I mean, this bit right here, I guess, is not... I mean, you can just leave these beds wide open, but I'm going to cover them just because I think it looks nice. And, you know, again, same situation for the soil. Okay, now remember, we need 2 blocks. So if you're going to build a ceiling, which I do recommend if you're going to build it above ground, because, you know, you don't want them to be electrocuted and turned into witches, because then you don't have a villager farm anymore. You just have 2 witches standing in a farm. So And then you have this covered up again with the 2 blocks. Very important, because I remember the first time I tried to make this, I did not have 2 blocks, and I was super confused as to why it didn't work. So now you have right here. You can place this right here, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Go into creative, game mode. Just give myself another 2 water buckets. And if I go back to survival mode, and here we go. So now I place it here and here. And so this is, I mean, so if you really want to skimp out and you don't care about filtering the babies out, you're done. This is all you need. But if you want to filter out the babies, then you can continue with the next steps. So now you want to build a little tunnel for your guys to go through, and so they don't get spilled out anywhere. And then you need to, hopefully you can just use the water stream to go down here, and then you can place a block there. And again, you got to make sure you get the walls surrounding it if you're building above ground. If you're just tunneling, then really simple. So now it's time for the sign placement. Sorry, I kind of lapsed into song. Here, here, and here. You'll have 1 sign left for when you go up. Now, on to the bit that I actually forgot to add. You will need a slab. Hopefully you are not getting this stuff, then watching the video. But yes, you will need a slab. So I'm going to go into game mode creative. I'm very sorry for making this mistake. Hopefully it will never happen again, but it probably will. Anyway, let's grab that stone slab and go back into survival. And then using the stone slab, go right here. Actually, no, let me check, because I want to be super sure. Because when you're building a farm like this, you want to be extra sure, and you don't want to make any mistakes, because then it's like, I don't know if any of you guys watching like to build Legos, but whenever you mess up with one piece of Lego and just one thing doesn't fit together, you have to start from the beginning, or else it will just immediately fall apart. Alright, so, and then, okay, so now you just build it up to how you want, and then, you funnel it. So I'm gonna do that. One thing I forgot to mention, but I'm glad I didn't completely forget, was that you do need to do the bed bit. So, and I just realized that I slipped back into creative mode. But yeah, so you got these guys, place them down, and then bed. Boom, there you go. Pop back in. Now, as you'll see when we get back up here, I did build the funnel already, and that's just because this can go wherever you want to. I just put it this way. It just needs to go over this bit right here. But anyway, this next part is important. So you go down here and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go like this, and this will be the floor of your chamber. Then you spin like this, and then you just build the rest of your chamber, 2 by 2. So I've built the chamber, and then now I just place the water bucket here, and you are like done with like the whole the infrastructure of it. Now all you need to do is just first of all get out of the chamber, till the soil all around it, and I don't know if you did do the 3rd layer to that wall just to make it look nice, because I always do it when I'm doing it in like a real world just because it bugs me. And then you fill it up with carrots, and then you get your 2 villagers in, and hopefully they'll take their professions right away, just like these guys did. And now we are done with the villager breeder portion of this tutorial. If this is all you needed and you don't want to do the converter, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But if you are if you're going to continue to the converter, we're going to get into that now. So let's go grab all the stuff. Again, 2 blocks of redstone, 2 sticky pistons, 2 observers, 2 dispensers, 4 hoppers, 2 chests, a lot of blocks, keep that in there, a detector rail, 13 redstone, 3 rail, 16 lever, 4 redstone torches. I'm going to leave that in here for now, but zombie, name tag, and a sword if you want it to be more effective, infinite water source, 5 redstone repeaters, and a powered rail. Okay, so first thing you need to do is you need to get to the outside of the chamber. I apologize, but another thing I forgot to mention is that you do need 2 pieces of string. But anyway, okay, so you're going to go to the block right under, like this, like your funnel, or whatever you want to call it. Then place an observer that needs to be facing inside. And then from there, sticky piston under, nope. Okay, I guess I'll just have to place some blocks. You're gonna put, so then under here, with this, and then 2 blocks with a piece of redstone right here. But then before you move on to the next part, you need to make sure that you put a piece of, oh, nope, not there, dang it, piece of string right in front of the observer. So, doing that, you can go back to where you were, and then put the string away. Okay, so, and then this is where you're going to need to use your, this is where you're going to need to start using your repeaters. So you go here, here, turn, and then each, you're going to have 4 of these all on one, 4 ticks, and when you place the string, where did it go? When you place the string, the thing will shoot down to here, but you just want to put it back here because you want it to be kind of the opposite, where it's powering it until it's not, rather than, or it's not powered until it is, rather than it's powered until it's not. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now, one thing you need to make sure is that you do go down 1 block. Then you have this, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this goes into a dispenser facing, nope, not that way, facing this way. And so this is the minecart placing mechanism, right? So it gets, first, they fall down through here, this powers this, sets off the chain of these repeaters, each set at 4 ticks, and then this places a dispenser. Now you're going to go out from here, 1 block, and then go up, 2, all of these powered, all of these should be powered until it goes in here. And then one thing that is important is that you build up 2 blocks right in front of it, because you don't want the villager to go past the zombie because it gets enough momentum. And then you're gonna, if you're building this up, you're gonna need a little bit of extra space. If you're building this underground, you're gonna need to dig out a little extra space, right? About right here should be fine. Expand this through here, power drill here, redstone coming out of it, block right there, piece of string so that it's on level with right here, observer, and a sticky piston. Now when the villager comes in, it should just go down here, triggering this to pull that up, which would unpower this rail. Then you're going to add a little chamber here for your zombie guy, because otherwise he'll run away, which would not be fun. And I just realized that these two needed to be switched. Then this is where you have your first rail coming into play. Then 2 power drills. Then a detector. Go out 3 from there. Then go 1 block this way. Place redstone 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go like that. Now you're going to do a little redstone torch action. Here, 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 and up to here. Now, this is where it gets a little funky because of how I needed the dispenser to be powered. But anyway, you do this, you put redstone on top of both of these, expand this a little bit, and get your dispenser out, and place it down like that. You can then also, to make sure you go slow enough, place those 2 power rails there, and then any power rails you need thereon. So once you have all this done, you can go ahead and get your zombie in there. Oh man, look at this guy all dressed up all fancy. But anyway, this is, well, wait, one last thing. You got to power all your rails except for this one, because, you know, it should be powered by this. And then you need to build the funnel systems for all this stuff. I already built the one here because they're pretty much identical. Anyway, here, up one, and then yeah, you just do the same thing over there. Then you build a little funnel system around it, or I don't know if they're like maybe not funnel, but tunnel for the items, whatever. Not really important. But anyway. And then this can go to wherever you need, whether it's your storage system or your base or whatever. Anyway, yeah. So this is the farm, or not farm, but converter done. And then this is also the whole setup done. But yes, now you can get one look at it. Again, so a couple more things before I let you guys go is that I built this. Okay, so it's kind of complicated about how I'm going to explain this, but I've watched a lot of tutorials for villager farms almost every time I start a new world. So if there is something in this, in the villager breeder or the converter, that is similar to another thing, it probably is because I watched that video, but I did not intend for any of that to happen. It was just, if you see it, it's coincidence. But if you don't, then great, it's original. But I hope that's not too confusing or anything like that. But I did my best to not try and copy anything that I've seen before, and I didn't look at any tutorials before watching this. I watched one, but it was a separate thing to prepare for making a tutorial video. But anyway, so thank you guys for watching, and I hope you like this. And if there's anything I could have done better, if there's anything I did well, stuff like that, please let me know in the comments. And have a good day, night, weekend, depends on the time you're watching this. Bye!